All right, you guys, I'm so pumped to be on here tonight. I went to the beach last week and I've been looking forward to this. Noelle has, our team has. And so, you guys, we are so thankful to have Ambassador Diamond Brittney Cromwell on here with us tonight as our guest. We've got some amazing questions for us. She is going to bring it tonight, so I'm really excited to have her on. Brittney lives about 45 minutes from me. My family loves her family. We love hanging out, and she's just absolutely amazing. So, Brittney, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
You're welcome. So, girl, like I said earlier, I'm going to get you to just bring the fire tonight. Tell us about yourself, and then Noelle's team's got some questions. We've got some questions, and let's just go from there.
Okay, sounds good. I am 26 years old. My name is Brittney Cromwell, and I live in Charlotte, specifically Huntersville, North Carolina, because I know a lot of you are probably from North Carolina as well if you're under Brittney. Now, my Wi-Fi has been horrible ever since Corona. So please let me know if you need me to repeat anything. I guess just I'll have my phone here and you can text me if I break out or something. But I am a mom of two. I am a college dropout, and I started this business at the age of 20 because I was actually offered the wraps by my enroller and I couldn't afford it. And she asked me that question that changed my life, which was, how would you feel about using the products while making money? And so it took me 2 days to research this, you guys, and I was down. I was like, everything on the internet of people saying whatever they had to say about this, it was just I could tell it was coming from the mouths of lazy people. And I was already somebody who was making jewelry and trying to sell it. I was doing a photography business on the side around my full-time job trying to make money. So even when I was little, I tried selling things. And I remember I made the school magazine, and I made copies of it, and I tried to sell the school magazine of who was dating who and all kinds of stupid, crazy things. So I always had that entrepreneur bone in my body. And maybe that's why I dropped out of college, is because I never could find that thing that I was like, okay, this is my purpose. This is what I want to do. And so I went to school just for basics. And I dropped out halfway, and I was like, oh, I'll go back to school. Well, it turns out I picked up serving, which led to fast food, which led to working at a hotel front desk, thinking I was all big and bad, making $9 an hour. And what I didn't realize was my life was totally robbed from me. I had somebody tell me when I could eat, when I could poop, when I could go to sleep, when I could clock out. Literally, I had somebody controlling my life. But that's normal, you guys. Most people go to job. That's what we're taught to do. And so being a business owner was exciting because I was like, oh, I could just own my own time, do this when I want, make an extra $200 a month, because we were on food stamps, Medicaid, government assistance. We were struggling. I remember I used to go to Coinstar as often as I could. I picked quarters up on the side of the road. Okay. I was that person with holes in my pants. So really, this was just everything we needed just to get by. And so when I started making an extra $200 a month, that was just the thing right there that changed my life. And that's really what I joined for. And so I would have panic attacks. I was stressed. I was a mom dropping my kid off at daycare every day and feeling just not excited. And the worst was seeing everybody graduate college from high school. And I was pregnant and I was broke. And so as big of a blessing my first daughter was, we just really we're young and we thought we could handle it. But guys, we were so stressed out behind the scenes and fighting, and our relationship was on the line. And so It Works couldn't have fallen into my lap at a better time. And I did this around my full-time job. We were able to go Ruby. It took me 9 months to go Ruby. But the only reason why I went Ruby and then Emerald the same month is because I decided when I picked my daughter up from daycare, okay, I missed her first words. And I remember driving home crying my eyes out saying, this is what I'm meant to do. I'm going to do it. And that was the day I decided to push. And I wish I had somebody doing that for me in the beginning. But guess what? I was Katie Bevington's second distributor. So we kind of learned this together, and it's crazy. You guys, you could have somebody on your team right now, maybe your third, fourth, or fifth distributor, that is taking 9 months to get to Ruby. And meanwhile, you're just trying to look for rock stars. You may be overlooking your next ambassador diamond. And so my advice there would be pour into your team and work with everybody as if you already know they're going to be a diamond. And then keep running your business and enrolling and stop just stop working your business. Stop working your business because you think that you need to pour into your team. You have to do both. And so when I went Ruby and Emerald, it was because I got home from conference that month. And then we went Diamond. We were able to come home. I quit my job. We moved back home to Charlotte because we were living at Myrtle Beach at the time. And then, guys, we just have literally been able from that point to now promote every single year to every rank. Like, it took me a year to go double, then it took me a year to go triple. I lost double the month after I hit it because I tried doing it all myself. And that was a moment in my business when I realized, wow, if I want to get to that next level, I need to teach other people how to do what I did. I can't do it all myself anymore. And so getting to triple was a big learning lesson. And then next year I went presidential. I lost presidential. I went presidential in February of 2019, and then I lost it because I stopped working my business like I did to get to presidential. And I'm saying this because, you know, not to scare you guys, but to let you guys know that I am so normal. Like, I'm literally nobody special, just in God's eyes. But like, you know, I am not anybody that, you know, is really truly any different from you. If anything, Brittney knows, like, we're crazy behind the scenes. Like, we are just normal, crazy people, parents who are always stressed out, like wanting to scream our lungs out and just like get by at the end of the night with a White Claw. Like, that's my life. Okay. But I am telling y'all this because I tell my team this, and I tell them, hey, these are the mistakes I made, and I don't want you to make these mistakes. And hey, this is what to expect, you know, if you do that. And so I want to tell you that because number one, there's somebody on here, I'm sure, that has lost rank and they think, oh, how am I ever going to get to the next level? And two, for the person who's kicking major butt right now, soaring through the ranks, like, to prepare you guys and tell y'all, you know, make sure you pour into your team, because those are the mistakes that I made and I didn't. So many different levels look so different for me, but I didn't give my team that love and that care and replacing myself in them. And I didn't do that. And so I just want to, like, be so open and raw tonight, but really put a fire into you guys and let you guys know what you have your hands on. Because, you know, after we went presidential, you guys, we retired Michael. We were able to have a full-time family. We had a second daughter, and we were able to create a major savings and be able to just say yes and do things and not buy things that we need, but we were able to buy things that we want. And I think that's such an amazing thing, that we're normal people doing abnormal things. And I think that needs to be more normalized. And so that's my mission now, is to just help so many people that were in the same spot I was, you know, show them that they're worth more than that. And so that's kind of like my new passion now, is just helping people get to where I am. So we're going to have a lot more ambassadors on the team soon.
Well, girl, I did not realize it took you 9 months to get to Ruby. I did not realize that.
Oh yeah, it took me 2 months to go executive, and then I sat there because I didn't need more. I was fine, you know. And I think that's huge. Is like, I see so many people join, and their first goal is like, get my 6 LCs, because that's all we teach them to do. And I was only teaching myself, hey, I got to stop living paycheck to paycheck. I got to that point, and then I got complacent. And same thing for my downline. Like, when they get those 6 LCs, they're complacent. And so I needed somebody else to dream bigger for me, so I could have started dreaming bigger for myself. And so that's what I do for my team now. I always remember that, because I'm like, hey, I gotta pour into them like I wish I had in the beginning. And for me, it wasn't somebody pouring into me. It was me getting smacked in the face, looking at my daughter when I picked her up, realizing mom wasn't there. And so you're either going to get smacked or you're going to be poured into. And I was smacked in the face. And so now I just try to pour into my team and like raise the bar every time, like set that goal, that next goal right after you hit that first one. You should be already preparing. Like, before I hit ambassador, I was already preparing for Diamond 2.0. And so that's what we should do with every single. I try to teach my team, because, you know, that's what I do.
I'm obsessed with that. Yes. Always keep dreaming. Always be ready to go to the next level. All right, girl. So I've got some questions for you from, like I said, Noelle's team and my team. How did you prepare your team for one of the biggest promotions in your business?
So, okay, when I lost presidential, I had to earn it back, right? And so I went to conference, and this was the first conference. How many of you guys conference? Put a 1 in the chat if you've been to conference before. for me, I was so excited to go because I knew I needed it the most this year. I had the worst months ever through November, December, and January. They were so horrible. I enrolled like 3 DTs through that season. And that was really, really low for me because I'm like a 10 DT or a higher kind of person. And so I knew I had to go to conference to get my fire back. And I went to conference, and, you know, I know we sat with you, but maybe I didn't tell you how behind I felt. I looked at everybody else and I just felt so behind. And I felt like everybody else was so much further in their business. And I was here, like, even without looking around me, which I know we shouldn't do. It's hard to do when you're in a room full of like hundreds of people, right? But I remember, like, even if I didn't look at everybody else, I knew in my heart that I was behind. I knew that I wasn't showing up as the Brittney that I wanted to be for my team, that my team needed. And so I actually left conference for the first time not on fire like I had ever felt before. And you guys, it's really because I had to recenter myself and like remind myself why I'm doing this. I forgot that I'm not just doing this for me, I'm doing it for other people. And so I just remember I came home from conference and my team was so excited. And that's what kind of like got me excited again. And so I just remember coming home from conference, and I just remember this moment in the shower where I was like praying really hard for like a week straight. One day particularly, I remember I was like, God, please put that fire in my heart again to go after ambassador. And because I felt stuck, I felt like I'm not even paid as presidential right now. How can I go for ambassador? And so I just prayed, you guys. I literally prayed for that fire. I prayed for the people to come into my business. And so I knew I had to lead the way. I had to do it because if I didn't get off my butt, my team wasn't going to get up. And so I was looking for that feeling to feel like I'm on fire again, to start running. I was looking for it, but I couldn't look for it. I had to create it. I had to start that momentum. I had to remind myself why I love what I do and feel that passion again. And I didn't really need a book. I didn't need a podcast. All I needed was to put people in the system again. And that is so important to remember because you have everything you need to succeed. If you've signed a DT before, you can do it again. If you signed a customer before, you can enroll 30 this month. Why the heck not? It's only because we're limiting ourselves. And so I was totally limiting myself. And I just had to start working again. And so what I did was I came up with a plan. And I decided when I was going to make it happen. So I wasn't waiting for that feeling. I have this written down because I really loved how I put this. There's two kinds of people that wait to feel the moment and then they'll move. Or you could be the person that says, I need to move and then I'll feel the movement. And so I knew I had to just create that myself. And so I came up with a plan and I said, this is the month we're doing it. How many of you guys on here decided that this is your month? Because I'm going to tell you something. Last month on the 20th, I was halfway of the volume that I needed to go ambassador. And so let's put this into perspective. Those of you going Ruby, okay, you need 2,000 group volume, right? If you're at 1,000 right now and you're thinking it's not possible, that's exactly where I was, just on a higher scale going ambassador. Same thing for Diamond. If you're sitting at 4,000 group volume right now, I was right there with you last month. And so I just decided, hey, if I don't move now, then I'm not going to. Like, I have to take advantage of the moment. I have to take advantage of my team being ready. I need to be ready. And so what I did was I sat down with my leaders and I said, okay, are you guys ready to do this? And I got everybody rallied up. So if you are not asking your team, hey, are you ready to run with me? I want you to be my Ruby because they're showing up. They're putting people in the system. I will never ask somebody to be a part of my promotion if they are not enrolling at least half of what I'm doing. And so I want to make sure that I am choosing leaders that are going to match me. And you guys, my leaders enrolled more than me. And so that's the kind of team that you want. And if you don't have that, you need to stop trying to build people and stop trying to motivate people that don't care as much as you. There's other people out there just like you that want Ruby, that want Emerald. There's somebody out there that's going to pass you on your team. Like, I pray for that. Like, I want people to pass me. I want my team to step up. And so that's exactly what we did, you guys. We just said, this is the month we're doing it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I was scared crapless. Like, I was literally so scared when I came home from conference and I decided, okay, March is my month to push. April is my month to promote. And what I did was I got with my team and I created a chat. I created a chat with my main leaders and I said, okay, you're at this volume. This is what you need to bring in this month. So you can bring in this much that month. And so we broke it down and we made goals. So we weren't waiting for ourselves to be boxed and then push. We were like, okay, some of us aren't boxed, but we're still going to try to get our group volume up as much as possible and boxed along the way. And so that was big. And truly, it was just working with the right people. And so I feel like because my team was ready, I had to be ready. And then that helped other people that weren't ready before, but were ready now because I was ready. And so everything just aligned. Like some people were here, some people were here. It just aligned, you guys. And what we did was we just broke it down. So I'm pretty green when it comes to promotions. And so I needed to know how much volume do I need? What auto shipments are coming in? Does everybody know what they're in charge of? Does everybody know what they need? And so that was key. And so we just Zoomed all the time. Me and my leaders, we stayed like, we were like this, like we would literally be on Zoom as much as possible, just trying to brainstorm and collab. And then we just put our heads down and we worked, you guys. And so I can't say, hey, what did you do to get your team rallied together? It was just the right team. And so in your heart if you have the right team or not. And it's okay to say, you know what, I love you and I love everything that you're doing right now, but you're only a piece of the puzzle to my chart. And so I have to step away and work my business and find other people because, I wanted to promote with some people, but I couldn't because God knew it wasn't their time. And so I needed to find who is ready now. And that's exactly what we did, you guys. And so I took on TikTok. And I literally just went viral. It was crazy. And so I was just 100% me. I was creative. And here's the thing. I'm telling you that because I had to do something so different to feel like an ambassador so I could go ambassador. And so I remember an amazing leader told me you have to promote in your mind before you can promote in E-Suite. And so if you're not doing the things that you see other leaders at the rank you want to be at and you're not doing it, like if you're going diamond this month, when's the last time you went live in the team page? When's the last time you did a power hour? When's the last time you took yourself seriously? Okay, I was going live as a Ruby in Laura's page. I was going live. Like you guys have to do the things before you hit that rank and not stop telling yourself, I'm going to be that rank and then I'm going to be able to do those things. Like it doesn't work like that. You got to wake up. You can complain or you can create. That is your decision. And so you have to decide right now, are you in or are you going to be lazy? Because it's really being in and dedicated or you're lazy.
Girl, this rocks my world because seriously, like, okay, I've been over here like taking some notes of things. Okay, first off, starting back from the beginning, Brittney, I came to your house. Was it in January when you were kind of going through the motions? Was it January or December?
Probably January.
Okay, and you were exhausted. You were talking about your enrollments. You were like almost in tears just because of the place that you were in. And so, guys, what I want you to understand is, an ambassador diamond and a presidential diamond, you guys, we go through the same things. We are just like you guys, but you have to decide if you're going to stay in that place or you're going to get the heck over yourself and you're going to go after what God puts you in this business for. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, some of you guys may know this, some of you guys don't, but this is what I love about this. When Brittney was talking about praying for those people that are going to pass her, some of you guys might not know this, but Brittney and Katie are actually in my downline. Is that not insane? Like, that's insane, right? So I am not Ambassador Diamond yet. God's got timing for me and for our team. But Brittney and Katie are both ambassadors, and how freaking amazing are they? And so pray for those runners. Pray for those amazing leaders in your organization. And I pray every day and I journal every day for those people that God are going to place into my business and just surpass everything that I've done, And so anyways, Brittney and Katie are both amazing. But that's what I want to talk about next is that volume, girl. Literally, so Brittney and Katie are, like I said, it's got like myself there and then all their volume. It's right at the top. I can see it every time I log in. The amount of volume, I mean, it was God. The amount of volume that you guys brought in last month, the last couple of days was insane.
Yeah, okay. So Guys, like I said, on the 20th, I was halfway. And so today is actually my 5-year anniversary. I forgot to say that.
Happy
So
anniversary.
this time, like 5 years ago, I was looking through eSpeed trying to figure out this, And so, guys, it's crazy. Just like, before enrolling 80 volume was like, how do you do that? Because I was totally a girl that enrolled one product at a time, and I would always offer fat fighters because I knew they would sign up for it because it's only $25. Like, I was just focused on getting customers, not volume. And so when I switched my mindset to how much volume can I get versus how many customers can I enroll, I learned upselling. And when I learned upselling, I started teaching my team upselling. And so what's funny is, like, if I didn't learn this upsell method, my promotion wouldn't have happened. And so ask yourself, what is your team missing? Go learn it, go perfect it, go create a system. How many of you guys have systems? You should have a system for every single thing. Upselling, messaging, warm messaging, putting your stories up, training your DTs. You should have that thing so that way you can teach somebody else to do it and they don't need to know what's going on up here. They can just duplicate everything you just did. And so that's what I did is I learned everything and I found a way, how can I teach my team this? How can I teach them what I just learned? And so that's what I do for my business now is how can I teach, my triples how to go presidential. And now when they go presidential this month, because I'm going to have my first presidential besides Michael, how can I take that presidential and teach them how to go ambassador? And so a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are looking at your team thinking, why aren't they working? Why aren't they? Well, are you creating systems to teach them what they need to do to get to that next level you want them to be on magically? Probably not. And if you are, then they're just not doing it. So that's not your problem. You can go out and be a rock star and go find a rock star once you're a rock star, because rock stars won't come in unless a rock star is enrolling. And that has to be you. And so what was your question? The volume. Guys, it went from customers, like being excited over customers, to learning how to bring in volume. And so I knew, hey, if I can increase my PBV and what I'm bringing in, figure out a way. Like, I stalked pages. I asked people. I said, what's working for you? What's working for you? I tried out so many different things. And then I found this one thing that worked best for me. And I'll share it with you guys in a second. And I was able 9 out of every 10 times to double or triple my orders. So I would start with the TFX host to post. I taught my team how to do that. I got that down. Everyone was enrolling TFX. I was like, this ain't cutting it. It's not enough. And so I was like, how can we make bigger orders? So other people were losing weight because we preach be a product of the product, skincare, lashes, greens, I don't care. Just find something that you can use a before and after picture with, right? And create your own. And they were selling packages. And so our team was using several products at once, getting awesome results. And so they were teaching their downlines how to sell packages based on their before and after pictures. And so that's what I did when I went presidential was I put the X pack together, which is just an imaginary package with several products I put together. And I was like, guys, use this wording, use this verbiage, and use my photo. And then that inspired them to get their own photos. And so that was a huge volume boosting tip for us going presidential, was just giving my team what to say. And then they were inspired to use their own photos and just telling them also, like, make your own photos, make your own photos. And so that was huge too, because I get them in for the TFX, and then I would upsell them and say, hey, for my results right here, I'd send my photo. I added this and this on, and I would say, if you want to add it on today, it'd take off this much for you. And so I make it seem like a really awesome deal, and like they can only do it right then and there. And so my volume boosting tip for this year was, I don't know where I heard it from, but I get them in for TFX and I'm texting them and I'm like, hey, it's Brittney from Facebook. I'm so excited to help you get your order in. Are you ready now? Then I would actually go ahead and say, after they say yes, I'd say, oh my gosh, you've also unlocked 40% off all of our other products. I just had to let you know, I'm so excited for you. It's letting you choose from this, and this. Which one sounds best? And so they would say, I want those two. And then I'd send a short description. And then right away I'd say, it's normally this much, but if you add it on right now, I can take it down to this. And so that right there, people were just eating it up. And so I was like, dang, this is gold. And so learn something new that changes your business and find a way to pour into your team and show them how to do it. And so for me, it was Google Documents. I know the team page is awesome, but I wanted something that I could send them in a message. And so I created a huge Google document of my whole conversation and I sent it to them and my whole team got a hold of it. I'm talking 400 boxes, people I didn't even know were joining that day. They were all doing it. And so I made a volume tracker and every day we would update. It's like a giant poster board and it had like the different levels of like 25,000, 50,000, 75, 100. And so we would fill that in as a team every single day. And guys, it was amazing. Like, I'm going to be real with you guys. There were days where I cried. I was waking up in the middle of the sleep, like shaking. I was nauseous. One night I even threw up. Like, it was so bad because I was so stressed. There were days where I was like, I can't do this, but I had to snap out of it. And I'm telling y'all, if you are going to let your mind take control of you, that is the worst thing you can do. You have to take control of your mind. And so I literally just decided like, hey, I hate this feeling. I'd rather be stressed out in a positive way than in a negative way and not do anything. And so I was like, I just have to go. I just have to go. And so some days I was like, I'm doing it. And some days I felt like crawling in my bed and crying the whole month. And so it's so crazy to think like, hey, I went Ambassador Diamond and there were days I didn't think it was possible, but I still got up anyway. There were days where I literally wanted to scream and give up because I saw volume go down one day and I was like, how did it go down in the morning? And because people were returning things and I felt like we were taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back some days. And so I want you guys to know, even where I'm at, it was really, really hard some days. And so if you're doubting yourself right now, snap out of it. You don't have time for that. Your kids don't have time for that. You and your paycheck do not have time for that. And so I really just was like stepping out on faith every single day. And I remember waking up on the 20th and I was where I told you guys, but on the 25th, I was still 60,000 away. And so we just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And my team knew how much important this was to me. We rallied together. And even after they promoted, you guys, even after they promoted, I helped them so much that they wanted to help me. And they kept pushing for me and they kept pushing. And so we worked up into the last minute of the hour. We literally brought in 63,000 volume in 6 days and people were placing side orders. They were getting customers to place side orders. We had contests in line. We had, boom chats. We had everything lined up for this promotion. And any moment I said, okay, I just talked to everybody about the promotion. I'm good. Okay. I didn't put my head down and I got to work. I actually said, what else can I do for my team? And I was on a Zoom last night and she said, how many enrollments did you have last month? And so I enrolled like 120 distributors between February and the end of last month. But I didn't enroll a lot of customers because I was just so focused on making sure everybody had wins on my team. And so there's a difference between being a diamond and a diamond leader. And so guys, if you're starting out now, my advice to you is make sure you teach your team every single thing you're doing and make sure they get it and they're getting results. Posting is not working. It's not. I go to my leaders and I say, hey, is this person doing good? Yeah, she's doing great. I'm like, okay, what about her enrollments? She's working on some customers. Well, don't tell me she's doing great. Tell me she's posting because that's half of what she needs to be doing. That's actually like 10th of what she needs to be doing. And so stay connected with your team. See what's going on in your downline. Don't expect everything to be perfect. And so I really just poured into my team and you guys, they did it. They did it. I didn't do this. Like they did this promotion. And so volume will come in, you guys. If you're worried about the volume, you got to have a plan. And if everybody's doing this plan with you, it's going to come together. Like things are just going to align. And so I woke up on the last day of the month and I was 20,000 away. And I remember waking up, checking volume and crying my eyes out and just praying to God. And I said, God, I need you. And I don't think I've ever said those words until that day. Because of It Works, I've actually found my faith and I've been able to grow it. Before it, I didn't even know who God was. Like I knew I knew who he was, but I didn't know him. And so I told him I need him that day. And I prayed the prayer of Jabez, and I literally just put my head down and I said, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And every single hour volume came in. Every single hour my team updated me. Every single hour we had a new promotion, and it came together so seamlessly, you guys. Like at the end of the month, at the end of the day, I had to wait until 1 a.m. to see that I promoted to Ambassador Diamond after the clock had switched over, because we just kept going. We didn't spend a ton of money. We didn't, do crazy, things. We just earned this as a team. And so that's what I want for every single one of you guys, is to earn it as a team, because you deserve that. And you can do that. You can, and your team can, but it starts with what you're doing, what you're teaching them, what your standards are. And we had to raise our standards, you guys. 1 LC was not enough. That was not. I had to say it's either 80 BV or it's nothing. Even though I was grateful for every 25 BV, I said it's 80 or nothing. Like I just tried to shoot for the stars, you guys. And because of my team, this happened. And so don't do it all yourself. Pour into your team and cast that vision before they can see it for themselves.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. Somebody needs to mute. Guys, make sure you're muting yourself. All right, Britt, I got a couple more questions. Okay, so this has kind of got a couple of parts to it. But first, do you cold message? And how do you attract your potential loyal customers and distributors?
So for DTs, I have done so many different things over the years. In the beginning, it was a lot of posting, a lot of showing what it was doing for me. And that's what I still believe everyone should do. I consider that old school. And I know Brittney's been in longer than me, and she's like, old school is going, belly to belly. Like old school for me was like posting about the business and messaging people that like it. And that was all I did in the beginning. Like I did not cold message. I only messaged people that liked my things. And so I learned how to take better photos. I took my photography skills, put it into that, and I built a network. Like in the beginning, I would say going from distributor to diamond was the biggest network growth. I added like 4,000 friends on Facebook. Like it was crazy. I grew my Instagram by like a couple thousand. But that was in the beginning, and that's something I still do, and I've never stopped doing. But what I've done is also I found any way that I can work my business, I'm going to do it. And so I took on Facebook. I took on, Facebook was first. And then I took on Instagram. And then I took on stories. And then I took on Facebook Lives. And then I took on TikTok. And so I try to not cold message for DTs, because I think I would not want to be that person. But there's a difference between cold messaging and warm messaging. And warm messaging is asking, and the person knows you, they like you, and they trust you, because you took the time while you were growing your network to interact with them, get to know them, and they watch your stuff. If I know somebody's consistently watching me on my stories, I always try to reach out to them. And they're going to write back because they like me, because I am showing my life. I'm showing who I am. I'm showing the bad parts, the funny parts, the relatable parts, and the 5 pillars about my life, family, business, travel, friends, like who I am. And so they know me so well that they know, like, and trust me. And so ask yourself, does your audience know, like, and trust everything about you? Like, obviously don't air your dirty laundry, but do they really know you? Are you talking on your Instagram stories, or are you still afraid to do that? You're losing money if you're not showing up 100% you without any fear. And I love what Cheyenne said. She said, when you were born, you had 2 fears. That was the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. And over time, we develop these fears. And these fears are literally things that we can control. We can control every single fear we have. And so I turned to wine when I was starting to ask people that were watching my stories. I remember for me to go diamond, I was literally so afraid to start asking more. I literally had wine probably a couple nights in a row, and I would sit there. I was like, okay, this is fun. I feel good. I'm not as nervous, but I took it on, and it got to the point where it was so like just perfect, and I was excited to do it. I wasn't nervous because I knew I could help another person on the other end. And so I do not pull message, because I think about how much I would hate that. Plus the person doesn't know me. So they're not going to be like, oh yeah, let me check out your business. And if they do, that's probably not the person I want on my team. And so I want to make sure that I'm attracting people on my level that are like me, happy, positive people. And so if you want a certain distributor on your team, you have to be that person on social media. And so I started doing that. I started attracting rock stars. I started signing rock stars. And so how I get distributors is the same way I get customers. I post about it. I message the people that like it. I always say, hey, were you just being sweet, or did you want more info on what I did? For everything. And so that way they can say I was just being sweet, and I can turn them into a host post. But that's what I do is I post and I message people, but I also message people that view my stories and ask them if they want to be a part of the business, because I've talked to them before. And if they say no, that's fine, whatever. But I do Instagram polls as well. Influencer application, that is huge for our team. I didn't make one because I took to TikTok. And so TikTok is where I enrolled all my DTs. I have to come up with new stuff now because the, IDS. And so, that's how I sign people. Same thing with customers and host to post. And host to post is huge for our team. Our team signed so many DTs and LCs from that. And so that's what I do. And if you are cold messaging and it's not working, then just take that extra time. I know it doesn't. Here's the thing. It's hard for me because I'm like, I need people now, right? But doing those things like building the relationships, going live, not talking about your business, and doing stories not talking about your business is, in our minds, we're like, that's not income producing because I should be messaging and asking and reaching out. But that's something that you're stepping over because you think it's not going to get you the results you want. It's actually going to get you better results than what you're doing. And so make sure you're taking that time to do that and showing people how much you care before you know how much they care about you, and being that girl that's like in a room full of other girls and you're going to be the first one to walk up to them and start the conversation. That needs to be you, but online. So that's what I do.
Okay, so let's say you've got 800 people on Facebook that, watch your stories every single day. So if you're seeing the same people over and over and over and over checking out your stories, that's the first thing you do is get in their inbox. You get in their inbox, right?
Yes, but if you're seeing the same people on your stories, you're being lazy.
Okay.
Because you're not reaching out to new people, you're not growing your network, and you're waiting for them to say, I want to join your team. When if you would have just worked and grew your network outside of that, you would have somebody that wanted to join now. But you're so focused on your small circle. So you guys have to find that balance of messaging everybody that's watching you, but also growing and gaining new followers every day. Like if I have 1,500 views on my story, I'm going to try to get 1,600 the next day. And my mind is like, how can I do that? And so it's talking to people, interacting, putting good content out there. And so, yes, if you see the same people viewing your stuff, you message them. In fact, I challenge all of you guys, go to your story tonight and swipe up and message every single person that viewed your story that you have never talked to before. Find something to communicate with them on or relate to them with, and just communicate with them and see what happens. I guarantee you, your likes are going to go up. Your followers are going to go up. Everything is going to go up when you start showing your followers how much you care about them.
I love that, you guys. That's what you're doing tonight. All right, girls. So let's see. The next one is, all right, when you use TikTok to enroll customers and distributors, what do you do to get people to trust that you're not scamming them and taking their money?
I don't know how to say this. Okay, so I feel like you need more than just business videos.
Yeah.
I think you need to show your personality. I think you need to show your interests. I've never had somebody tell me recently, are you a scam artist? Are you scamming people? Because I'm doing more than just posting about the business, and they can click on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok and see so much else that they're like, I know she does something, but what does she do? I don't know, but I just want to keep looking at what she has to put on her page, and finding those things about you that are about you, and not like being a mom and not being just a business owner, and like, what are the other things that make you you? Find ways to bring out your humor if that's something, or maybe you're a singer, just something that people could be like, I like this person. And I don't think if you are showing up that way, that people are going to say that about you. And I think we all, if there is somebody that's saying that to you, well, you know, chances are it could be them and they're just skeptical. But I do think you may know in your heart that you could be doing something different. Maybe it's, you know, showing up differently, showing up as your highest self, which for me, I feel best when I have a hot outfit on and my hair is done, and putting good quality out there too. And so good quality content, and I'm talking picture, video, lighting, like look professional, look like you're an Ambassador Diamond. Like if an Ambassador Diamond wouldn't take a picture like that, like don't settle for that. Like show up as your best self, and you know how you feel the best. And when you feel the best, your energy is going to be different. You're going to attract the right people. And if someone thinks, hey, I'm just worried this is a scam, reassure them through voice text. Be like, girl, if I was a scam artist, like I would be totally, I don't know, you know, say whatever you guys say. Like if I was a scam artist, I couldn't live with myself, you know, like I don't know. I would just voice text them and say, this is real. Like, and I think an opportunity video helped me a lot. Having my own opportunity video. I don't know what you do for your team, you guys, but I have an opportunity video that I send my potentials, and I let my team use that as well. But I always tell them to make their own 1-minute video. After they send mine through Messenger, send their own video, like as if you're sending a picture through Messenger. Send the video through Messenger. Says, hey, my name's Noelle, and I just sent you my friend Brittney's video. I am so excited for you to watch it, but I wanted to share with you real quick what this business has done for me as well. And my team does that and sends that with my video. And so that way they don't just see some random girl, Brittney, they're also seeing the person that they're talking to if you're not comfortable making your own video yet. And so that was huge too. And I feel like that helped me out a lot.
I love that. And going back on the scamming thing, I feel like, you know, sometimes I'll have newbies say things like, well, these people don't know me. Why are they going to give me their credit card information? They don't know me. And I truly believe, you guys, being in this business 8 years, I meet new people every single day. I think I've signed 18 customers so far this month, guys. And guess what? Every single one of them is someone that I do not know or have not known other than social media. And they've all gave me their information as far as their credit card information. So it just goes, guys, if you are weird, or not weird, but like if you make things weird, then more than likely other people are going to kind of feel that way and be like, oh, I don't know if I want to give her that information. So guys, be excited. Let them see the real you, and let them know that they can trust you. Okay. All right, girl, what does your 6 list look like?
Like what I have to do the next day.
Yeah. So like, what are your must-haves? Like, what do you have to do for your business every day before you go to bed at night?
Oh, okay. I have to get through I try my best to get through all my messages on at least one social media platform every night. That's a huge thing because I don't want to miss somebody that wants to sign up. I don't want to miss a customer. Like I follow up as well with everybody that I talk to during the day. A huge thing for me is host to post as well. I have to get at least a couple host posts up. I'm trying to think what else. So another thing for me is messaging people. I have to message a certain amount of people every day, like asking and being the first one to ask, or second being that person to build a relationship with them.
What's your number? Do you have a specific number of messages that you like to send out a day?
So it depends. It changes because sometimes I can't always send the 50 that I want to send. Before, when I was pushing, it was 25 in the morning, 25 at night. And so I would do 25 relationship building at night, or I'm sorry, in the morning. And then I do my reaching out about the business at night because I don't know why people say they get better responses in the morning. I get better responses at night.
I do too.
And if they don't write back at night, they're writing back in the morning. And so I love that so that I can answer throughout the day, you know? But I would say like you guys have to raise it every single time. If you've been comfortable with 10 and you're wondering why you're still stuck at Ruby, like you need to be doing 30, you know, you need to be doing more. And so those are the main things for me is just getting people in the system. And so some days it's following up, and some nights it's, okay, I don't have any follow-ups to do. Like I got to start growing my network more. And so I just know kind of like up here what I need to do, and I make sure I'm doing it.
Okay, Perfect. Love that. All right. So, okay. So Noelle and I were talking about this the other day, about teaching your DTs how to post. I'm friends with some of your newbies and things, and I'm like, man, like they look like a professional just from the beginning. So let's talk about that. How, as far as teaching your newbies how to post without coming off being spammy.
I think giving them a visual representation of what they need to do is important. And so if you want your team to post a certain way, make sure your pictures are perfect. Like, I'm not saying look perfect. I'm saying they're like up to the standards they should be at, And so make sure your posts are good. Make sure you're doing what you want your team to do. Make sure your slides are the way you want your team to do it. And so I think that was big, is just giving them an example and being that example for them. I also have a posting video. And so in our units, we have day 1 through day 10, and every single day we give them a post, and it's nothing special, you guys. It's literally like, hey, day 1, post, the host to post, like the who wants to lose 90 pounds or 30 pounds in 90 days. We get them to post that. So nobody knows they're a part of the business. Everyone just sees it like, oh, post. Okay. What's this about? Second day is I have big news coming. Stay tuned to my page. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're messaging their family, telling them about it, And then the third day is just I've joined my own business. Fourth day. And so we kind of give them what to say, but we do it as outlines. So it's kind of like Mad Libs. They're supposed to fill in the blanks. And then we give them a photo example of what their photo can look like. One of the days, we also have a video that talks about how to take a good photo, how to take a bad photo, how to edit your photos, how to use Lightroom. And so we teach them that as well. And some people don't always get a preset right away, but a lot of people do. And so we just kind of teach them that. And I show them examples of what not to do. And in our videos, right away, they're learning this before they make the mistakes. And so if you can teach them that before they make the mistakes, that's going to be so perfect. I mean, they're still going to make mistakes, but anytime I see somebody post something wrong, I always say, I'm so proud of you for doing that and posting it on your own. I'm so proud of you. That shows a lot about you. But I wanted to see if you wanted some advice on how to get even better posts up so you can get better results. And so I make it about them. And at that point, they're like, yes, please give me all the help. And we put this pressure on ourselves, like, oh, I don't want to hurt them, or I don't want to, be mean, or I don't want to, scare them away and make them feel like they're not doing good. And like, if someone's playing piano the wrong way, you guys, the piano teacher is not going to say good job. They're going to correct them. And so the same thing for you guys too. So be that example for them. I also screenshot some of my post ideas and I send that to them if they have questions about it. And I just make sure they have something to go by. I'm answering their questions and I'm paying attention to what they're doing. So I can literally just straighten them out until they're just like, everything's good. Like I can put all the pieces that are all over the table together for them. And that is your job, is making sure they're doing what they need to do the way you're doing it. And so I just feel like if your pictures aren't telling a story, if you're not telling a story, if, I tell my team, treat it like a blog. Like literally, if you were to write a paragraph to your family in a group message on email, your family across the country that you never see, like, and tell a story about what you did today, how would you write that out? That's what you need to do. And then treat your post like it's a cheeseburger. The bun is about your day, whatever's going on in the photo. The middle part is the meat. It's all about the business. So you're talking about what the business does for you, that, and then you have a bun on the bottom, which is your life again. And so I try to just talk about the business and teach my team, blog about your life. I have nothing to post. What did you do today? And I teach them, hey, that's interesting. Don't think it's not interesting. Teach them how to put that post together just like a cheeseburger. And so I kind of use
love that. I love that little scenario. That's awesome. All right. So I got one or two more. Okay. How do you follow up after you have followed up several times with your prospects? How do you go about doing that?
How do I follow up?
Like after you've, like with a prospect, you followed up and followed up and followed up and followed up and they still haven't signed. Kind of what do you do as far as that goes?
So I use WordBoard for everything, even my life now. And so what I do is I have a folder in my WordBoard and it's actually follow-up 1, follow-up 2. And so I have let me see how many. I think it's 7 follow-ups for each.
Yeah, guys, if you do not have WordBoard downloaded, I'm obsessed. Every script that I've got is there. You know, all of our products, most of our team, I think, has downloaded that. So, guys, it's amazing. If you don't have it, let somebody know so you can get it, because it's a must for your business, and it makes things so much easier.
Yeah, my phone just died, so I can't look it up now. After I open YouTube, that's what that little thing was. So I have follow up for LC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I follow up like 6 times. And at that point I stop, because I mean, I have them on my list, and I always have that list for like promotion months, and I'll go back and I'll always follow up with them. But I find that if I keep following up with the same people I followed up with that many times, like, number one, you've pissed me off enough. Like, that's disrespectful. I'm like, I'm done with you. Like, I know if I focus my energy somewhere else, I can sign someone on the spot. Like, you know what I mean? And if you're not at that level, guys, get confident with that. Like, you should be at the point, and if you're not at the point where you can, you can add 500 people and turn half of them into customers, like, try to get on that level where you're just like, I know exactly what I need to do. I'm never going to run out of business. Right. And so when you're at that confidence level, that's really important. But crap, now I forgot your question.
Hold on a minute. Let me look. So pretty much just like, how many times do you follow up with people?
Okay. I'm going off topic. Okay. So following up, every time I follow up with a customer, I use the same follow-up right after. My second follow-up looks the same. My third follow-up looks the same. And so I'm never like, hey, who's got a good follow-up? Because I have follow-ups at work. And so I put it in order. And each time I follow up, it has more of a sense of urgency. And I know for my DTs, like follow-up number 3, I'm like, girl, just tell me, be honest. What's holding you back? Because we've been talking for blank weeks, and I'll put in how many weeks, and you could have been making money with me the whole time. And so like little things like that. And so I just put them in order, and I could share that with you if you want. But it just works. And so some people sign up on the 3rd time. Some people sign up on the 8th time. DTs, those are something I don't cross off my list, because I've had people sign up a year later, 2 years later. I mean, Nicole Kennedy, my triple diamond, she was my first one of my first couple customers, and she waited 2 years to sign up. You know what I mean? So never give up on people for DTs. But I would say customers, I'm quick to move on. But I don't really have a lot of people that don't sign up, because I am consistent following up. And so, but with the people that just don't answer me, I will send one thing before I go away, and it's I'm sorry, did I piss you off or something? And so I send that. And so that's kind of like where I can get them to talk back to me. And I just like to get a clear answer. Like, are you not interested anymore? So I try to get to that point without being pushy.
Yeah, if you'll share the follow-ups, that would be amazing. I would love to see those. And then Noelle, I know she's laying down with her daughter. Let me make sure there's no more questions in the chat. But Brittney, this has been amazing. Do you have anything to leave us with? I know my team chats, like, they're so excited.
Oh man, just, make that decision to stop being complacent. Like, really, I feel like you have to see past the rank that you're going for. Like, if I can already see like past Diamond 2.0, because I'm working on that. So same thing for you, Brittney. You should be able to see Diamond 2.0 while going for ambassador, and same thing for whoever else. Like, you have to visualize that for yourself to get yourself up and running, and just start putting people in the system. But be your own runner, because if I didn't enroll that amount of people, my team wouldn't have been inspired, and they wouldn't have had that motion already going for them to, like, I like kind of paved the way for them to keep running. And so you have to do that for your team. And I just challenge you guys to do something that you have never done before in your business. Step outside of your comfort zone and become so great at it that you're like, Diamond, what? I'm ready for double. Like, you got to have that attitude. You can't be afraid. Like, you can't let fear cripple you, because it's going to do nothing but keep you in the same spot. And I don't know about y'all, but I hate standing still. Like, I hate it. And so just always be running. And I think just for those of you who can roll a DT, one DT is not enough. Like, you need to be enrolling your steps every month. And to be honest with you, I think the steps should be tripled. Like I try to teach my team, we should be doing 2 steps at least a month, steps to success. And so there's nothing wrong with mass enrolling. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, I think you do have to do that to get ahead. You have to. You have to. And so be the rabbit right now, be the turtle, and then be the rabbit again, and then be the turtle. And that's what I do every single time to get ahead. And so my focus now is pouring into my team, but I'm also focused on enrolling. And so don't focus on one and then not do the other, because you have to have both. You have to have both. And so, you know, I look back at, okay, I enrolled 120 DTs in 2.5 months, right? I found a diamond that went diamond on her own in 60 days. I had other diamonds pop. I had 5 new personally enrolled diamonds. Like I had so much happening. It was crazy. And I look back at like the 2 years it may have taken me when I was like a diamond to enroll 120 people. And I'm like, I found the same amount of people in that, like the same amount of diamonds, the same amount of rubies, except I did it in 2.5 months versus 2 years. And so I want y'all to know it was nothing different than what you're doing, except I did more of it. And so find a way to get your voice out there in front of so many more people than what you have right now. And so that, you know,
TikTok, right? And you use TikTok. That's how you did it.
Yeah, I use TikTok. I mean, if you see people doing stuff on there, they're doing stupid things, like things that are just like ridiculous, and they're getting so many views. Like Jackie Deering, without her like helping me out behind the scenes, like I thank her every day. I'm like, dude, you're the reason why I went on TikTok. Like without her sharing that, I don't think this would have happened. You know, my team's amazing, but it really took that new blood coming in. And so I just like, TikTok is amazing, you guys. If you're not utilizing it, you need to get on it. For me, my first video was die in front of your dog challenge. And I literally died in front of my dog to see what he would do. It's still up there if you want to go see it. But I had to do those things to get comfortable. And then after I got comfortable, I got creative, and I got really creative. And I found a system which was funneling people in front of the opportunity video. So I put my Instagram link up there. You can actually on TikTok attach your Instagram channel to your TikTok. Excuse me. And so that way when you gain, you know, a viral video on your TikTok, they're click on your Instagram. And so my followers went from 12.9 thousand on Instagram to 19.1 in like a month and a half. And so that's crazy. And now all those people are watching me on Instagram and TikTok. So that's a huge tip I could tell you guys. But I sent the same thing to every single person, Brittney. Like a lot of people were like, oh, she got lucky. She had a viral video. Da, da, da. It was so much work. Are you kidding me? Like it was hard work and dedication. But you know what made it simple around the hard work is having like that system where I just sent the same thing. I sent them all to the same place, and I used the same follow-ups. And so let me repeat that. I did a video and I was creative, but then I used the same messages, the same video, the same follow-up. And then I just found a new way to be creative. And I found that I could use the same message, the same video, the same follow-up. And I didn't change a thing. I just found new ways to be creative. And now I have a group with all my people in it, my potential distributors, and there's a couple thousand in there. And now I just go live talking about how it's half off to join right now. And like, I have people coming to me. And so I just found a system that works so seamless, you guys. And I taught my team how to send the same things. And that is how I had someone go diamond in 60 days, and how we had rubies popping in 30 days. And like, people are just doing it on their own because I figured it out first. And so you have to figure that out for yourself. Find that system, find that platform that brings out the best you, where you feel alive, you feel on fire, you have that burning passion inside again. And remember, you guys, don't be the person to wait for that feeling and then move. You have to move first, and then you will find that feeling. And that is why people sit and they sit, because they're doing the same thing every day and they're not changing a thing. And that is why you are where you are. It's because you're not up leveling, and you're not getting outside your comfort zone, and you're not working your ass off, because you are putting other things in front of this business and telling yourself it's not a priority, or that the income you're making already is good enough. You're not meant for just good. Like you're meant for great. And so get up and do it. Just do it because you're going to feel so much better. Like I said, there's 2 types of stress. You're going to have stress no matter what, moms. I'm sorry, but it's going to be there. So you can either have the stress of not having your business on fire, or you can have the stress of having your business on fire and trying to juggle mom life. Like you can have both. And so the reason why I have both is because of what I think up here. I don't have mom guilt anymore. There's some days where I do, but I fight it because I remember I'm doing this for my kids. And so I just learned to multitask, you guys. I learned how to be a mass enroller, how to be a great mom, and how to do trainings and everything because, guys, you can have it all. You can do it all. There's nothing stopping you besides being stressed and putting these limitations on what you can and can't do when you can just do it all. And so do it overwhelmed. Like that 5 seconds rule, like take 5 seconds and then get up and do it. And that's what I try to do every single day. And I just don't slow down. I definitely took a long week to recoup, trust me, but I get back up every time. And so 1 rank is not good enough for me. No, not till my whole team's ambassador. And so we're just going to keep going, guys. And that's what you have to do too.
Girl, this has been amazing. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. My team chat is blowing up, you guys. Make sure you follow Brittney on TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, make one. If you want to go ambassador, I truly believe you need TikTok. Follow Brittney on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Not the normal mom for everything.
Yeah, not the normal mom, you guys. But Brittney, thank you so much for pouring into us tonight, girl. We appreciate it so much.
You're welcome, guys. I just want to hear any aha moments too in the chat. I would love to see that. And any questions, Britt, I can answer too if you want.
Yeah, if you'll just send me some of the follow-up messages. I think a lot wanted to just kind of like see what those look like. We would love those as far as those go. But thank you so much, girl. I know my team chat is just going off. Thank you so much, Brittney. We really appreciate it.
I'm glad I could do this for you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. We will see y'all next week.